All right. Okay, so I mentioned in the chat that I was delaying the start of the stream just a second while I was waiting for a message to come in to Discord. Soot Kittle decided to post in Discord. If you translate unmasking to Swedish incorrectly, you get avmaska, deworming, which is what you do to a dog to get rid of its worms. This What this is referencing will become apparent as we go through this video. Okay, so what we're going to do here is a twofold. It's sort of a two-part, twofold. It's a binary video. um, Part A, just to let the crowd, come in, all the regulars get on in and enjoy. We're going to look at some comments on Hoven's Rumble channel, just picking them at complete random just to see what kind of crazy we can find. Then we're going to get to comments that I've received recently, which are the actual impetus of this video. So we are going to we're going to go back to the first Holy Kool-Aid video from Wednesday. Let me do the classic. Let's see. What can I do? Holy Kool-Aid. There we go. Boom. And we're just going to scroll down and see what people have to say. The supernatural events of the Bible seem far-fetched or fake until God does something supernatural, and then you realize it all must be true. Um, I guess if, the deity ever fucking did anything like that. Let's see. Too bad dude didn't watch Dr. Hoven's debates before he made an ass of himself in front of the world. Yeah. And this guy's constantly complaining about the sound quality. Someone's slaving on Hoven's knob here. I love you, Dr. Hoven. I've watched your previous debates, and no one debates you anymore because they're wussies. No, because there's no point. There's never been a point. But even those who care to do something crazy like that have just decided, fuck it. He's completely irrelevant, and you clowns just won't admit it. You're right on everything. Wrong. I tell my daughter the atheists and evolutionists want to believe that no mommy, therefore no daughter. What? And oh yeah, you would drop the R bomb, straight up. I mean, I'll do it from time to time, but I acknowledge that I really shouldn't say that, shouldn't do that. However, I try to keep it within the context of the word's core meaning of something being inhibited. And to believe the kind of stuff Hovind does, something has to be very inhibited in your ability to grasp reality. Of course, we're divinely made. Prove it. KJV Bible is perfect. No, it isn't. Chuck Missler believes the same thing. I have no idea who the fuck Chuck Missler is, nor do I give a fuck what they think. Dr. Hovind, you keep mentioning your appeal to Trump. A suggestion, try getting in touch with Tucker Carlson and setting up an interview with him. Yeah, I'm sure Tucker Face is going to be desperate since, Fox fired him a couple of years ago. I mean, sure, he's doing fine. He's a right-wing fucking shell, so of course he's doing fine. I'm not a big fan of Carlson's, but he's a prominent guy and discusses very random things with all sorts of people. He recently showed a discussion with a guy about the subject evolution. You could provide a compelling point of view on that matter, and your political persecution at the hands of the justice system would also be relevant to his viewers, as he's known as a guy who discusses politics. Yeah, it's called You're All Fucking Nut Jobs, right? Nothing that the American right at all thinks about anything is remotely close to reality. Keep on with the persecution complex and such. A lot of atheists who say they were raised in the church don't go on to say they were also later raised in the classroom. Evolutionary theory. Maybe because that's not how that works. That's not how any of this works. And then some crazy crap about AI channels. Okay, whatever. Let's see what everyone's saying. Binary Hovind. We got Bob Ali. We got Zach. We got some Deviant. We got Jess. All right, we're getting somewhere. Let's go back to when it's Shy Man Dan. Let's go see about Dan because you had to whack Dan because he can't get over it. Atomic Train 3031 here with something supportive with timestamp no less. Not that it's clickable in Rumble because they're an archaic, forgotten shell of a web design. They have a forgotten shell of a web design ethos in much the same way I do, actually. Um, you're making a dogma statement, says the man who bases his worldview completely on dogma from a view of ignorant, primitive savages 2,000 years ago. Hey, we know who inspired. We know who divinely inspired him to use the phrase "primitive savage," ignorant primitive savages. Arnra, Mr. Nelson, the sun god, because a lot of people believe it. No, we have verified and continued to verify the evolutionary processes work. You even admit this when you say cows produce cows. Cladistics explains literally all of this. You just don't have the depth perception to look deeper. I would be liking these comments, but I'm not signed into my mystery account that everyone in the core group knows. Kent just spends 5 to 7 minutes trying to debunk something Simon Daniel said was a joke. Yep. Yeah, all the comments just Atomic Train just rolling on this. Here we go. Purple Cube Master. What you gotta say? Kent must love riding the coattails of Simon Dan. Gotta find people to peddle his cult to. He definitely fits the cult leader pretty well enough. His past with abusing women and taxes is a good start. What's the reply? From Atomic Train. Yep, and he thinks Trump is going to help him. Maybe he thinks that a felon will help a fraud. He was not convicted of fraud, so right there it shows you lie and make things up. You're saying Kent was rightfully convicted of fraud. How come you know such about this case? Maybe because, the court system went through it all. They don't just lock people away for fraud for nothing. All right, you may think that happens, but it really doesn't because that shit's pretty high profile. And if they were trying to silence Hovind, they obviously did a terrible job because they let him out 9 years later. So I think it's more of a case of he was properly tried for the crimes he committed and was given a sentence, served his sentence up to the point where our government somehow decided, yeah, let's let him go. Because, possession of a certain amount of weed is worse than stealing millions from the government in this country. Go figure. And this ass clown's back to doing his shit. Let's see. This Robert 70707 7070707 says, yeah, it's pretty obvious that Dan is brain dead. He can't comprehend a simple analogy. No, Hovind's the one who can't understand an analogy. Also, an analogy to help someone understand something does not mean that the analogy is what is being used as an analogy for the thought experiment is at all actually exact to what is really going on. Refuses to believe in facts. I would say he's ignorant by choice and it can't be helped. No, that'd be Hovind. That'd be Hovind. Eating pie, it's tomato free. Done your friends. All right, we got Laura and we got Soot. All right. Soot, your comment in Discord made it into the stream. I went live the moment you had posted. So everyone. Oh hell, you're even replying more again in the things in Discord. The Tucker Carlson comment gave me an idea. Gonna send Fox my "Why is Ken Hovind is being accused" video. Yes, do it. Note that Tucker Carlson does not work for Fox anymore at all. So right, where were we on the comments? Sorry, I got distracted for a moment. The comments keep coming from the guy with the atomic sized brain or whatever his name is. If he's so convinced that I'm wrong, why doesn't he call? Oh, here we go. This is going to become a common trend as we get into the comments on my end. Call I-55 Big Dino Extension 4 and schedule a debate to show the world how smart he is and how dumb I am. Extension 4 is your thing, Joseph. And, we've been pretty cordial, but I mean, you're kind of peddling the same stuff. You can't be doing that good on these things. Better yet, come visit our Dinosaur Adventureland and we can have the debate live because, of course, everyone just has the means to an end to just go to DAL whenever the hell they want. How about you come to where this guy is, Kent? How about you do that? Excuse me, Joseph, can you relay that to Kent? And it's got to be cute posting on the behalf of Kent Hovind. And we got one written in good old Soviet speak, which I have no necessary objection to. However, I cannot read that. Um, there's a few bits that my brain is trying to parse, but I can't switch modes correctly. Because a problem with Cyrillic is that since it's Latin based in the characters, my brain wants to go towards the already known sounds, which in no way, shape, or form actually match what it is in Cyrillic. So, kind of sucks. Call 669 Big Nazi. Yeah, exactly. Tucker Carlson should not be working for anyone. Yeah, should not be working for anyone. Oh, so did hear it. Very good. Very good. Why would you debate Hovind if he isn't willing to give any ground? It's literally pointless. Exactly. Exactly. Hovind. Let's hit one more. Let's go to the let's go to Strawberry Dave Big Bang. When he did this one, let's just see because he brings up Dave. Professor Dave explains. I think a bit in this one. Dave is a loser, 100% loser from raw creationism. Yeah, okay, seems to be doing pretty good for himself. Omega Grandmaster G Wiz. That ain't a try hard name. Kent, you're an absolute inspiration. Please don't stop with these videos. You help me strengthen my faith. Shouldn't it be strong enough? Why do you need someone else to help strengthen it? I guess God ain't doing his job. Fast library with over 5,000 books with your book recommendation. You're the best. Okay. Nice job once again, Kent. Though I simply cannot devote time for every episode, when I do, it's great to hear things flow so beautifully. Not a single thing this man says flows like anything other than lukewarm diarrhea. Something about a fucking anniversary, mini Grand Canyon bullshit, retirement. So there's someone who's already got 1.5 feet in the grave. Okay, Cat TV show. At this point, I think you need to just fix your fucking speakers, your headphones, your computer, something. Because every other video, sound bad, sound bad. And I think this one was blown out, but still. Is this the one that was super blown out? Oh, Ken Hogan. Yep. That's the one. Woo. Okay, so we have enough of the crew here. Also, Dan did accept. He just wants Hovind to take a test, and Hovind threw a temper tantrum. Yep. A new name, Carl the drug dealing cat. Sup? Hey there. All right. So that's enough of those. What I wanted to do now was get a little more personal. And by that, I mean, here's the link to my OnlyFans. No. Not that personal. And it doesn't exist yet. Anyway. Oh, I actually had a friend at work seriously suggest that to me. My brother does it. I'm like, thanks. I needed to know that. Feet pics for $1. Anyway. All right. So what we're going to do now is go through a string of comments that I've received. And if you've been in my Discord, you've seen these, but we're going to comment on them. And of course, I've already laughed and talked so much, I'm having my general throat problems, coughing problems. This is a comment on my mirror of what on earth happened to Ken Hovind official from Guardian Devil, or Guardian Divil, Guardian Devil, yeah, something like that. This man has dedicated much of his time on what he believes to be to the benefit of others. Shame on any who have something bad to say about this man who loves you. You tell us he's wrong for it, and my mentor and our people love you still. Want to pretend God isn't real? That's fine until the truth imposes itself on that false belief. I don't need to defend God, Kenneth, the truth, or myself. You need our protection real bad. First off, who the fuck is Kenneth? Obviously means Kent. But all right, this man has dedicated much of his life on what he believes to be to the benefit of others. That's true, but that doesn't mean that he's actually benefiting anybody. Shame on any who have something bad to say about this man who loves you. Kent doesn't love anyone but himself. Tell us he's wrong for it. No, he's fundamentally wrong on reality, and he's a fucking scumbag, as demonstrated by his criminal history as recorded, let alone all the other information presented by so many sources who have been very close to him. It's almost as if there's a pattern going on that can't be ignored, but somehow you people find a way to ignore it. And my mentor and our people love you still. Y'all don't love. There is no hate like Christian love. It's not love. And this idea that a person that your idea of loving a person consists of telling them that there's some magical crime they've committed and that they're going to be eternally punished by the same thing that supposedly loves them, and that you love them too, but you want to make sure they know they're scum so they can beg the thing to forgive them unconditionally via conditions, by believing in the deity sacrificing themselves to themselves insofar as having a slightly shitty couple of days to magically make everything go away, but it's still conditional in that you have to believe this stuff. And if for whatever reason you cannot believe this stuff because we don't choose our beliefs, all right, we don't actively choose them in the same way we choose what flavor of soda we're going to get at a drink fountain at McDonald's or something. If you don't happen to have chosen to believe according to a certain way, you're still going to be magically punished, even though some sacrifice has been made, supposedly for some magical crime that we all supposedly committed or supposedly guilty of that has never been demonstrated. Crime against a deity that's never been demonstrated in a world that seems to be pretty straightforward and very, very natural. Right. Want to pretend God isn't real? There is no pretend here. It goes the other way. You pretend the deity is there. Because if it was so evident, it would be like the sunrise. Everyone would see it, save for the literal blind. Even then, they can feel it. It's fine until the truth imposes itself on that false belief. Ah, yes, there's the threat, the thinly veiled threat. Because, of course, again, no hate like Christian love. I don't need to defend God. Well, that seems to be what you're trying to do right here. Kent, that again seems to be what you're trying to do right here. The truth, well, I would say that's what you think you're doing here, but you're not. Or yourself, well, you seem to be sitting there putting yourself in a position of like, I'm good and you're wrong. So you're automatically defending yourself and need protection. Need protection from what? The mafia boss that's going to punish me if I don't get, that's a nice eternity you got there. Shame if something happened to it. Except, the eternity isn't even there. It's like a mafia boss going to an empty lot and threatening somebody. It's a nice shop you got there. And the dude actually paying him the protection money, so that the shop that he totally doesn't run, but happens to be at a corner lot, doesn't get roughed up. This is just a massive threat. It's fucking pathetic. Let me go see what your some of y'all's comments have been. Sorry, the yawns are kicking in. Debating Ken is like playing chess with a pigeon. Pigeon, yep, just knock over all the pieces, crap on the board, strut off like you won. Everything Kent says has been debunked at least a century ago, pretty much. We'll never take a test to prove his idiocy. I mean, good point, Zumi. It's not, but Fansley, however, yeah. Check out my OnlyFans. I'll show you some title pumping. Hoven. Who loves you? Hoven whacking SpongeBob in the corner. Exactly. Sweetly and Christian love. Laura with, I like painting my nails, and I said I was going to make an OnlyFans for my nails, and my son fell through the floor. Yeah. I mean, it originally started as not for smut, but there you go. And I'm not saying I object to smut. Although I will say a lot of people with accounts, I mean, there's somebody for everybody, but there's a lot on there that I do not remotely want to see. And yet it's suggested on Twitter and the like nonstop, at least when I was still active on Twitter. And you get curious and you investigate. It's like, okay, what you got here? Oh, God, no. Oh. Uh, Nobody with any sense thinks Kent has an ounce of kindness in him. No, he most certainly does not. Hoven's book recommendations: Pip Goes Potty, Biddy has a ball, Little Timmy has a friend, Barnacle penises. Joseph, cut the stream. Joseph, Hoven. Never mind, every Christian denomination proclaims themselves as the one true Christian. Exactly. And we just had to make sure that hubby's phone is plugged in and give him directions to the car so we can get home from Austin. Okay. Well, at least we know where Laura is. Exactly. I'm tracing your GPS coordinates. I'm sending them to the cyber police, Hoven. When you think about how much Kent likes to talk about animal procreation, you can understand why he calls it national pornographic. Oof. Yep. All right. So that was that piece of crap comment. Next up, one I only just noticed before setting up this stream. This one was a bit of a catalyst for the stream. This is from Unmasking Kent Hovind, which will become important here in a second. We're going to look deeper into that. Dr. Kent Hovind is so far from racist. He cares 0% about race. Hovind cares about how much you love the Lord. Why don't you call 855 Big Dino and schedule a debate? Or do you feel much safer behind your YouTube channel? Interesting. Bah, ha, 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 ha. Okay, well, let's just go to that. For one, let me change the tab I'm sharing. I have now gussied up my little page at the following link. I'm going to send in the chat as we speak so you can follow along. Let me actually press F5 and refresh it. Not that it really matters. And refresh it again. And refresh it again. um, this is roughly it's set to be the beginning of the day of 8/8. I really should subtract a day from it, but what really matters is how the months are adding up. Time since Hovind told Sergio to contact me to schedule a debate. That was on 2020 on August 8th of 2024. So it's been 9 months, 16 days, and some change, give or take. So let's say really 9.5 months since Hovind told Sergio to get in contact with me to schedule a debate. So it seems like the only person hiding from anything or being scared and being safer behind stuff is Hovind. Let's see. So far from racist? No, he is. He regularly uses racially charged language that is considered very archaic in this day and age. So he does not care enough to know not to use those words, not to empathize and be sensitive to that of others. He will point out ethnic elements when they actually don't matter. We know he has a hatred for the Japanese from his dad because his dad certainly would have had that emblazoned in him from the war. Because racism was cool back in World War II, kiddos. Um, what else? The incident with the Chinese restaurant and the eye thing that, nobody fucking does. That was a joke in the 90s that The Simpsons parodied with Krusty when he got canceled. And it was shown to be in bad taste then, hence why they parodied it the way they did. You don't do that stuff anymore. But Kent doesn't understand that. And he doesn't care about the insensitivities. Additionally, and here's the biggest thing, because this was on a video from a couple of days ago, so it probably goes in with me having called Kent a Nazi several times because he's a Nazi. Yeah, he's obviously a Nazi. Putting things from Protocols of the Elders of Zion and some of the commentary he made like last night in his video, where he can't talk because they're focused in the Bible. He can't say too much bad about the Jewish diaspora, but he wants to. And so he kind of masks it. Kent Hovind is a Nazi. Prove me wrong. And only cares about how much you love the Lord. Well, that's a pretty stupid reason to care about somebody. I tend to care about people because, they're in my life in some way, or they have somehow captured my interest. That's the whole thing with what the few celebrities I care about, is that they've genuinely captured my interest. But it's pretty rare that that happens beyond a passing, oh, that person's all right. Um, but a lot of them, such as my audience right now, are friends. We interact, we communicate, we care about each other on the grounds of humans who actually socialize. Internet's a pretty great thing. Why don't I call it 5 McDonald's schedule debate? Because the entire world and all of reality isn't adjudicated by a fucking Kent Hovind debate. Never has been, never will be. I'm not a debater. I don't care to debate. I could totally debate Hovind. I would mop the fucking floor with him. But I have more important things to do, like, I don't know, look at the turtle that's hanging out basking in the sun in the window right now. I could just stare at him for an hour, and that would be more productive and definitely better for my blood pressure than interacting with Kent Hovind. But additionally, I should remind you that he has every ability and has expressed interest in wanting to debate me, meaning it's him needing to contact me and agree to my terms. This constant little baby ass game he plays of, oh, call 855 schedule a debate. Blah, 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 blah. No, old man. You're a grown ass adult. You can get in touch with somebody and set up your own debate, or have one of your hired goons do it. Nothing stopping you. My email is in my channel about info. I am very easy to get a hold of online. Now, whether or not I respond is another story, because I'm an ADD riddled mess with, levels of depression and all kinds of stuff. Who's also usually working his ass off, unlike Hovind. The point is, this tough guy persona of nobody will call and debate me is a load of shit. Because if he wants debates so bad, which he does, he can go out and contact people. But he's too fucking chicken. So the only chicken, the only coward here, the only person hiding behind anything, again, is Kent Hovind. And of course, you, Proverbs guy, because that's all this channel is Proverbs guys Unmasking Kent Hovind series. I knew I recognized the title, and that's because Billy has covered some of these videos. It's just a re-upload dedicated channel to that, in much the same way, honestly, that Billy has his re-uploaded channel just for the dedicated Hovind videos to separate them from the animation content he does. Oh, excuse me. He does on his main channel. And yeah, it's just fucking Proverbs guy slobbing on Hovind's knob, lying like a mother. It's ridiculous. If y'all want me to cover this series, I can, but it's gonna take money. It's gonna be DVD 5 levels of I need to get supported on this, because this is gonna be painful to cover. But yeah, I mean, if he wants to sit there and obsess over Hovind and make dedicated channels to defending him, that's fine. My channel is, contrary to what it may seem, not dedicated to Hovind. That's just what I've been doing because the audience wants it. Supply and demand, baby. There's a demand, I'm gonna supply it. If there's no longer demand for Hovind, I'll stop supplying. Capitalism, baby. Quit bitching about it when you guys obsess over it, you right-wing fucks. But I'd love to do other stuff. Just usually gets lost in the shuffle. This is a nice niche that I've carved in for myself. But I cover other stuff. You are devoted to Hovind, so yeah. Oh wow, we've already gotten through the vast majority of it. All right. Lastly, y'all ready for some spam? Because that's all this is spam in a can. You know what? Before we do that, I am going to stop sharing the screen for a moment. I'm going to check on what people have been saying as this goes through and see what and just prepare for the scam fest. Sorry, had to yawn there. I gave you the lesser one. Uh, yeah, Stephen Bolin, that's the name. Unmasking Ken Hovind is a weird name for video defending Kent. Yeah. No unmasking is Mr. Prolapse Boy, Stephen Boland. Yeah. Yeah, I was working to it. Supposed to be a mockumentary, but just ended up deep throating him. Title sounds like a bait and switch, like it's pretending to be hard hitting expose, but they can't find anything bad to say about him because they love the taste of his dusty balls. Yep. No, it's not supposed to be a mockumentary, Zach. It's supposed to be a hit work on mine and Soot's dear friend Mark Stoney, timed with a deep throating session with Hovind. 9 months. Congratulations on your debate, baby. Seriously, that's what I was thinking about as I saw it. It's like, damn, I could have had some fun and made someone a mommy and made me a daddy in that time. Which is what's scary is it means I've been doing this Hovind stuff hardcore for 9 solid months. This is insane. I don't even want to know how many hours I've wasted of my life doing this. But I've had fun and made friends. Hovind seems to have just pushed people away. Remember, Hovind, I'm waiting for Grantham and Jessica to come back. When are they going to make it? Should I call and ask when they're going to get there? I should. Stephen Prolapse Boy Blowhard is a slimy roundworm dreaming of of living deep in Kent's colon. Tapeworm bowling is a failure. Oh, this clown popped in my videos about Kent too. Insufferable. Working and lurking, hey Seth. We're going to get to the last one. I'm just getting through my chat because, as regular viewers know, I interact with my community. I care about my community. I enjoy my chat. And so, yeah. Now, if only I had the energy to be like a 5 hour a day VTuber. I mean, I guess if I get a voice changer and pretend to be all chibi kawaii, I could probably get away with it. I've been studying Chibidoki, all right? I don't watch your stuff, but I see the shorts. And honestly, I like VTubers. I don't watch them, but I like them. They're peculiar enough for me to find, just generally just pleasant. It's an interesting way to go about doing things. But anyway, don't feel I need to spend much time with Proverbs guy. I've seen him on little debates with Hovind. He just seems to be looping level garbage. Good to know. All right, I'll ignore him. He ain't worth my time. Not that Hovind's worth my time, but people will tune in to see you rip into Hovind. All right, let's close a few windows here. All right, are you ready? Breathe it in, boys. Breathe it in. Now, aside from opening with text that, I'm not going to make the joke I want to, it's a Boondocks reference to the Xbox Killer episode. And I'm gonna make a choice to be politically correct here, and not make the reference I want to. I forget whether it was Ed Wunsler the third or Jen Rummy who said the actual line. I think it was Jen Rummy. But yeah, I'm not gonna say the line. But if you know the amazing piece of animation Boondocks, then you know that episode, then the one I'm going for when the convenience store is going down. But outside of the text at the beginning, sorry, the yawns are just kicking hard. We have a whole lot of crap that is, as my buddy Watercress put it in the Discord, absolute spam in the end. You get blah 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 blah. Let me see if I can do this. All right, are y'all ready? It's gonna be challenge mode. Let me get some soda in me. Actually, no. Get the water. I don't need soda. I'll burp in the middle of it. All right, let's prep. Mental prep. There we go. Just chug that water like it's a day at work. All right. I kiss your hand, but I beg you to publish my comment so that people can see it. By God, our days and nights pass it, and we have nothing. Where are the merciful hearts? Our situation is difficult. Our situation is difficult. By God, I wrote these words only out of distress and cruelty. Circumstance, people, your hearts have become devoid of mercy, compassion, and humanity. How much I have complained and cried, how much I have called, and how much I have pleaded, but there is no life for those who you call upon. Is it pleasing you that my brothers are crying and dying of hunger while you are here? God knows that we do not have a kilo of flour. My father died, and my brothers are young. We have no one. By God, they slept hungry yesterday, crying from pain and suffering. Oh, good people, are you satisfied that we have been without food since yesterday? Our brothers, oh, brothers in Christ, oh, benefactors, I swear on the holy book that I will not lie to you. I will not cheat. I will not cheat. I am displaced, Yemeni girl. My family and I have a monthly rent of 20,000 Yemeni rials, and now we owe 60,000 for 3 months. Our landlord is one of those people who have no mercy. Welcome to America. By God, my brother, every day he comes to humiliate us and talk about us and wants to throw us out of the house into the street because we cannot pay him the rent. He does not leave until we cry and go back and tell our neighbors and give them a deadline until the end of the week. If we do not pay, he throws us out onto the street without mercy. We are displaced from our country because of this war. Which war? The Israeli war going on? I provide no further commentary on that. We do not find our daily sustenance, and we will live with my mother and my young brother, and my father passed away. May God have mercy on him. And we have no one in the world to stand with us in these harsh circumstances. And I do not have older brothers to stand with us and stand with us in these circumstances. Seriously, my vision going out, it's kind of hard. You can see the mouse pointer. I'm having to kind of do the underline thing. This is rough for me to read. I'm getting old, folks. My brothers are young and I am a girl and I do not know how to work. Some of my brothers went out to the street and saw the neighbors eating, so they stopped and stood at their door to give them even a loaf of bread to satisfy their hunger. Some of us do not have anything and our situation is very difficult. They looked at us with an eye of mercy and threw them away and came back crying and dying of hunger. My God, we did not find a morsel of food, and now if one of us does not help us with a kilo of flour, by God, we will die of hunger. I should, under any other circumstance, you would not laugh at this, but when you know it's such total bullshit, which we will dissect because this is actually kind of funny and how pathetic it is. My brother, I rely on the Lord Jesus and then on you, and I want to your help so that I may hurry up and ask you by Jesus Christ, Jesus, who taught us mercy and cooperation between us. Last I checked, he came not to bring peace but a sword. More on that down the line. Peace but a sword. Not peace but a sword. Keep that in mind. Got something in the works. You love goodness and help me. If I ask for my card name and send it and do not delay, God will give you many times what you gave us. My brother, you are a man. Last I checked, yeah. Also, part of me wants to say, how dare you assume my gender? If you see your family hungry, it is impossible to provide for them more, but my eyes are full and my hands are short. If you can't read poetic language like that, that seems so weird, but actually, it totally makes sense. Anyway, I do not have a father like you. Oh, don't worry, I don't either. So I don't know what you're saying. You don't know me very well because you're a bot. I don't have a father like you, and my brothers are young. Look, their condition and help us and save us before they throw us out into the street and humiliate us, or we die of hunger. Let the Lord be true and honest witness between us. I am not lying to you with a word in this message. Every word is a lie, and I do not ask you except out of extreme distress and harsh circumstances and the situation that I and my family are in. We ask you in Christ Jesus, if you have the ability, oh good people, whomever has the ability to help us, do not delay for a moment. This is my number on WhatsApp. Whoever can help me on WhatsApp, and we will send him the name. May God reward you. Good. Emoji, emoji, emoji. I don't know. I figure that's what that sounds like if actually spoken. Oh, they're trying so hard. So hard. I mean, WhatsApp is a haven of scammers. So if you're actually needing help, one, this is not the way to go about it in just presentation. And I know this is total load of shit, but man, you don't use WhatsApp to try to get in contact with people. Okay, first off, if you're that poor, how's the internet access going? And last I checked, Yemen's a pretty rough place. So I don't think you're going to coffee shops for Wi-Fi and stuff. Secondly, I am very certain whatever the hell is up there is Arabic. It looks like a repetition of the same things. I guess I could throw this crap into Google Translate real quick now that I think about it. Bear with me a moment. I got to do a few things as my chair and stuff squeaks. Wonderful IKEA chair. Actually, is the stuff from IKEA actually manufactured in Sweden? Like the components? Because if so, technically speaking, my chair and desk are Swedish. Huh. Anyway, studio.youtube.com. Bear with me. I'm in Firefox on my studio window, so I can't see anything you guys happen to be commenting. Let's see. Comment. There's the comment. Go to community. All right. We're going to. Oh yeah, I have to highlight it this way because it's Arabic. No. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. All right. Excuse me. All righty. Sorry to blind you all, but we had to do this. Translating. Uh, it's not Jap. I'm not trying to translate Icelandic, and I want it into English from Arabic. Or Jesus said, "Oh, it's just Bible stuff." All right, so we got someone who speaks Arabic, and thus we can presume is technically ethnically Arab or otherwise heavily involved in such. So likely Muslim descent, or cultural descent, but could be Christian because that exists. Going this route again as a bot. Yeah, yeah, I've given this enough seriousness. Um, but yeah, you're seriously posting random YouTube comments, begging for help. Totally not fishy at all. You don't have money for rent, but you manage to keep the power up and manage to keep your stuff charged. Um, no food or anything. Okay, I mean, it doesn't add up. Like we know how people are alike all over. And while there are general scumbags and such who will just be the worst, and that's actually kind of a trend in China of no one helping anybody, because you'll be amazed, China is actually more lawsuit happy than the United States. No one helps anyone in China. Massive bystander syndrome. Um, but in most places, even up to the point of North Korea, people are generally alike all over. And that's for the good and the bad. People do try to help one another. And it seems like you're not living in some war torn hellscape. Miss doesn't exist. It seems to be, an okay thing, and y'all are just down in the dumps. But you've got other people to live with, but you don't. I mean, staying separate from family. I mean, if you can't afford the rent, then just go and stay with those people. I mean, none of this is adding up. Also, 1 kilogram of flour will not keep you alive. You cannot live on just bread, especially not any kind of enriched bread. Some basic stuff straight from flour. Additionally, you need other ingredients, other components to make that into actual bread to eat. That's just what comes off from me just looking at this, straight up, just being like, "Hey, this is what this is. I'm gonna take it serious for a moment." It's fucking crazy. Fucking crazy. Where'd everyone go? Where'd everyone go? There we go. We're at Babalis, spam and eggs. Much bit of VTuber clips and never the actual streams. Yeah, me too. Difference between the two is Lupin is repulsive straight to his face. Bolin is slimy repulsive. So he's getting kind of towards Chris Jones level. She's popped up in my shorts recommendations too. Chaotic little gremlin. Yeah, Chibidoki's great. I can't do the little gremlin noises she does, but she's fun. I like the older Chibidoki stuff where the chat would like throw things at her and knock her model down and stuff. Those were fun times. So I like going back to those older clips. Uh, Nero Sama is proof that you never let the Twitch audience control your AI bot. Yeah. And here's where everyone saw what was on screen. Holy hell, what the is that? What the living shit is that? Holy fucking Christ, that one needs to be strapped inside a padded cell. Pryor's guy, oh, this guy could be nice. 30 seconds later, it's like, oh no, 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 no. Yeah, it's incredible how much knob slobbing there is. They certainly did write a light novel, didn't they? Yes, they did. I saw the comment earlier. Wanted to comment on your video, but didn't want my words next to those words. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one you were talking about. I was just like, whoa, when I saw it. Oh, Jeremy DeWitt. Yeah, I am aware of them. I am aware of them. Flat Earther. Yeah, I am going to have to figure an approach on that one because I know the deal with Flat Earth. I know it all. Is it is your actually? Let me look before I keep on. Jeremy DeWitt. Oh no, he's the guy who police impersonator. That guy. I knew the name. No, I was getting him mixed up with someone else, Flat Earth wise. Not Jeranism, but someone who's got a D name. Whatever. Not Jeremy DeWitt. Oh my God, yeah. And that's the range of stuff I kind of do want to get into. Is like police footage, soft sit stuff, a lot of things like that. Let's see. Holy shit, this is a pure fever dream level nonsense. Yep. Actually insane ranting. Like holy crap. Should reply with Kent's big dino number. Yes. Kent Hovind needs a WhatsApp. I'm sure that would do very well for him. Fever dreams are much more fun, like the one where Denmark and Texas had a military alliance and Denmark sent fighters to the Alamo. uh, that's a weird one. Thinking there's a Nigerian prince needing an open door to your bank account. They ain't gonna get much of nothing. Speaking of my bank account, if you would like to assist with those numbers being on the happy side, I know several of you have already donated recently. I appreciate that. Anyone else who might have means, go for it. If not, that's cool too. You can always read through some stuff on my website. That'll generate a small amount of revenue. And hello to Chad Schrader. How you doing? Who brings a sword to a peace fight? Yep. Never catch you live. Well, you're on the tail end of this one, although you would have been while I was still reading out everything, I'm sure, because I'm just catching up on the comments because I try to read every comment. If not show it off and react on it, then just, read. Did you try turning it off and turning it back on again? Is this scam targeted at Christians? It's gotta be. It's gotta be. Probably the Houthis, not the war between Israel and Hamas. Thank you. Yes. Why so serious? Yeah. I took a screenshot of the quote and ran it through Google. Yeah, some IKEA furniture is made in Sweden, some not. They have production facilities all over the world, primarily Sweden, Germany, Italy, China. Well, shit. 3 out of those 4 I like. So, when I was a kid, I was so naive. I saw that something was made in China and I was like, wow, China. Because I thought that things were still made in the USA. How silly of me at age 5 in 1990 to think that anything was made in America. I like, what was her name? The little shark girl. She's hilarious. Gua or something like that. I think I've seen her once or twice. Actually, Nero's the only one I've ever subbed on Twitter. And Zoomy, you're thinking of Garagura, who retired a few weeks ago. Aw. Cute and hilarious. Then there's that whale girl. Does the whale girl have a 15-foot? Never mind. Gora bringing back an independent character she used to do before she joined Hoto Live. Yeah, there's whole deep lore with oh man VTubers that I do not know. And did I just discover something? Hang on, let me. Oh my god, I just discovered something. So Restream has volume controls for the individual participants. And I knew this but didn't think about it, but I'd accidentally just rolled my mouse over because I'm one of those people who fiddles with his mouse, as you may see on the stream. Don't know what to do with my hands while I'm talking. And I just discovered that there is a volume boost. So I actually can boost the volume of Hovindian garbage when it's too low. However, if you were here for the Holy Kool-Aid #2 stream from yesterday, the aborted one, aborted, abort babies, abort streams, we're aborting everything around here. Abort launch. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, the volume was ludicrously low, and so I could have increased it, but then it would have just made the points where Holy Kool-Aid's video was playing even more deafening because those were at full freaking volume. So that's a thing. That's a thing I learned now. All right, the chat has become nothing but he's in prison now, but there's a lot of footage of him from his own body cameras and LEOs. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen stuff on DeWitt. He's something else. I definitely should check that out. I mean, if y'all want me to watch, court footage, soft sit stuff, I'm trying to find original source videos and react to them live, but even if it has to be somebody who's just doing their own upload with a little bit of extra commentary, those, bless them for putting out the content, but they're really low effort channels. Um, I'll do it. I some stuff I want to get into, something different. When we listening to a lot of soft sit stuff at work. Not familiar with Hololive ones. Used to watch a pair based on characters from the game Go Go no Nippon, who seem to join Hololive as Fuamoko. I am so out of the loop, and I used to be Weebtastic. Weebtastic. Fillion. You're thinking of Fillion. I only know because she's been getting suggested to me as well. Gotta be. Jeremy Witt's a convicted sex offender. I can't pronounce that. When I see it spelled, I can't pronounce it, and now I just completely lost the ability to say lascivious, Luciferian battery, sex with victims, 12 to 16 years old, did 7 years in prison, was released and failed to report. So it's Chris Jones' best friend. Jeeps made in America. There you go. There's something made in America. Back to the Future 2. Moment. He's back in prison now. So, I mean, I'm not sure to take on someone like that and treat them as a lolcow. I mean, that is a subgroup, is scumbags like that. It's not so much a lolcow as that gets into horror cow territory, which Hovind is way too close to. Once had an assignment to find something in our house that was made in China back in elementary school. Oh, so easy now. So easy now. China makes everything. I just saw a clip earlier where Fillion tried to get people to say, but my income backwards, and they did it wrong. Then she said, no, come in my. She caught herself. Fucking VTubers, man. Fucking VTubers. It's going to be a Lego factory in Virginia, Lego made in America. I like the clips because it's just the best part. Whole live animations are funny. Yeah, the clips are very, very nice. Several animations of GG titled I'm Not Aggressive that are funny. Ooh, Cyrax. Oh, man. I'm aware of them. I forget whether it's Nick Nobody or somebody who I follow who made me aware of them. Whew, I don't know, man. I mean, dude looks like what the one dude in RoboCop who wrecked into the toxic waste looked like before he, got splattered all over the car. Yeah, kind of looks like that. He's in the melting, decrepit stage. Now imagine watching that movie when you're like 6. That'll fuck you up. Fucking loved RoboCop as a kid. Still love it. I just get Plan 3 and fill-in recommendations to me, along with AZFK and Under Studio. Lego in America. Can't wait to buy Lego that breaks. Oh, Lego will never break. The requirements are too high. They would shut down the fucking production lines. They'd rather close the plant than have inferior Lego be produced. All right, so that was an hour long. Welcome to the randomness. Great. That means I've been talking pretty much nonstop for an hour. Small wonder my throat is tired as hell. NFTI note from the internet is making a life-size Lego castle with Lego is making himself using a 3D printer that'll like 10,000 times the size of normal Lego. Fascinating. Feel weird. Did see RoboCop until I was around 36. Well, one, you are older than me, and two, you grew up in a situation where you wouldn't have been exposed to that. I, however, grew up with an extensive VHS collection that I just would pick stuff from, and there you go. RoboCop, cool. Whoa! Like, I don't know how I actually reacted originally when I first saw it. I just, it was just a movie. I just enjoyed it. I just think it's insensitive to the victim. Not that he shouldn't be addressed. Just I personally wouldn't do it as a lolcow. I don't know. I mean, Kent's skirting limits, but he's not a PDF file that we know of. I wouldn't be surprised. It just enables them. So maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Well, it would still be me covering things the way I do, reacting to things the way I do. But if it got into the heavy materials, and with me now knowing this, I would be aware and would structure things accordingly. But most of his stuff involves him being a wannabe cop with some agency he started, and he just goes around acting like a cop constantly. It's pretty infamous amongst some circles. Leg foe. Broken a few old brown Lego plates. Those are breakable. Well, I mean bricks. 2 years younger than me. So I didn't see that a couple of years ago. Oh no, I was talking about Laura and her seeing RoboCop. It was Laura who said that. I didn't just get you guys completely mixed up, did I? Am I just, stupid? Am I stupid? Now I can't even find the damn comment. Hold up. Oh my god, I can't find it anymore. That's weird. BK Denmark, not the real place. Legoland Park in Germany. Videos. Oh wow, yeah. I must have just completely mixed up things. Okay, yeah. So a few years ago for you. Well, there's a lot of movies I ain't seen. Like I mentioned, Soylent Green earlier. So All right. Well, this has been a treat. I am going to rest my voice, and then what time is it? Ooh, it is 6:30. So I am likely not going to stream again tonight. That just means more content tomorrow. Probably get to stuff early tomorrow. So if you wake up early, you might catch me live then. And then maybe again a little later in the day. It just depends. But I'm out of here. Much love as always. Thanks for stopping by, having a laugh. Y'all are awesome. Catch you next time. Remember, links down in the video description to my forums, image board, XMPP server, Discord. That's the one everyone cares about. Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. So yeah, catch y'all next time.